My name? I'm Queen Vashti. He wanted to take my title, but I'm the daughter of King Belshazzar, and I will always identify as a queen. I grew up in Babylon, which explains the accent, although many said I spoke just like a baroness. How did I meet him? My country was conquered by Darius of Persia, an old-fashioned sort of king who saw off my poor dad and then dragged me back to his place. I met Achashverosh there, Darius's son. He was handsome in a way, with a beard like a young Jeremy Corbyn, but the manners of a young Jeremy Clarkson. I was lonely and he seemed different, which gave me some comfort. It was thought to be politically sensible to merge our families, and all the press got very excited about Vashti, Vashverosh, whatever. I soon found out, though, that he had a fondness for the grape and the grain, and occasionally the grope and the groan. Whenever anyone brought him a new scroll, you just knew he'd roll straight to page 3. I'd want to sit at home of an evening, listening to the latest musical troupe, and he was always hanging out with his crew, Koshina, Tashish, Memuchan, and the rest. Whatever his boys said, he would go along with. An example: I remember he started this annoying thing where you could only talk to him when he pointed his scepter at you, like some kind of pound shop Simon Cowell pressing his golden buzzer. A truckload of servants and a harem of women to pick up after him, but oh no, that wasn't enough for his ego, so you couldn't speak to him unless he pointed at you. It drove me mad, especially as I gave him that scepter for our first anniversary. How would I describe him? A bit insecure as a ruler and as a husband. He'd obviously never paid any attention to his dad's business because, say what you like about Darius, he might have murdered my father, but he had a great singing voice and he got done. Achashverosh collected countries like kids collect Pokemon cards, but he would blow hot and cold with everyone, not just me. It was like 1 minute he's got your back, the next minute the walls are up, and we'd be searching for the relationship experts to come in and sort us out. He wasn't really interested in people. Apart from his social crowd, he probably wouldn't have even known the difference between a Jew and a what's that? Oh, how do I feel about the Jews? Some of my best friends are Jewish. Well, my accountant was anyway, and he was fantastic because they are really good with counting. Oh, the events of 479 BC. Like most people, I was prepared to turn a blind eye to the first party. After all, it had been a very stressful year, and we had a newly decorated flat upstairs where I could hang out with all the girls. But then one thing led to another, and soon he was inviting everyone along for events, people spilling over into the offices, into the gardens, and everyone was calling it Partygate. And then he started to insist on my attendance downstairs, when I was quite happy chilling with my attendants upstairs and having a quiet pizza and a beer. Like, no one could complain about that. Anyway, I couldn't deal with the nagging, and I decided to go down and confront him. And OMG, it was like Ibiza down there, and he only goes and asks me to dance. Obviously, it escalated fast into our usual pattern, where like 1 minute he's being stroppy, and the next he's being flirty and looking around for something to point at me. And I had to say to him, listen, sometimes a scepter is just a scepter. He was probably 3 sheets to the wind by then, in fairness, because he was insisting I do a whole dance routine for him in my crown. And I shouted, no way, who do you think I am? Diversity? And then that sleazeball Mamuchan shouted, diversity. And I think it put ideas in Achashverosh's head, because suddenly I'm being carted off by soldiers, and this breaks when I knock into their armor. And then the whole evening was ruined. What happened next? They were probably worried that the women would finally wake up and get feminism. He got rid of me quick as a flash, although some people say they've spotted me in a chip shop in Durham.